So let's jump in.
Let's do it.
So right off the bat, the report highlights Edify's mission: to improve and expand sustainable Christ-centered education globally.
And that word sustainable is really key.
What do you mean?
Well, it shows they're thinking long term, you know?
Not just Band-Aid solutions.
Right. They want to see these schools and communities thrive for generations to come.
It's about building something that lasts.
Absolutely.
And that ties right into their vision statement, doesn't it?
Flourishing godly nations.
Yeah, very ambitious.
It is, but also inspiring.
It's like they're saying education isn't just about academics. It's about shaping individuals who will make their nations better.
Morally and spiritually.
Yeah, a whole person approach.
Definitely.
So how does Edify actually put this vision into practice?
Well, the report lays out 3 main resources they use: training, loan capital, and educational technology.
The report mentions that Edify's efforts have reached 8,388,449 students
Whoa!
across 34,086 schools in 14 countries.
Those are some impressive numbers.
Mind-blowing. So now I want to delve into some of the personal stories highlighted in the report,
Let's do it. Those are my favorite parts.
like the stories of Godwin Fiagbor and Dennis Sabino Rosario.
Ah, yes, they're both incredible leaders.
Godwin's making waves in Ghana.
And Dennis is doing amazing work in the Dominican Republic.
What struck you about their stories?
They both have this shared passion for Christ-centered education.
And Godwin actually shares a really interesting story about how Edify has evolved over time. He remembers when he used to go door to door, trying to convince schools to partner with them. But now, he says, it's the opposite.
Schools are coming to them.
Yeah, and even government officials are seeking them out.
That's incredible.
It shows how much they've earned the trust of these communities.
Definitely. Edify has built a solid reputation.
Now, I want to shift gears to Peru, where we encounter a truly inspiring story. It's about Esther Bernoulli Adechagua, the founder of La Luz de Jesus School,
A true visionary.
and her daughter, Jasmine.
It's a beautiful example of generational impact.
And Edify stepped in to partner with them.
Through ADRA.
Exactly. They provided a loan that helped Esther significantly improve the school's infrastructure.
Like what kind of improvements?
Well, they got new desks, upgraded the playground, even put in new floors.
Making a tangible difference.
But it wasn't just about the money. Edify also provided training in administration and educational technology.
They really wanted to make sure the school could thrive.
Jasmine went on to pursue a career in education, and she eventually took over leadership of La Luz de Jesus.
Talk about a full circle moment.
It's like a legacy being passed down,
That's what Edify is all about.
empowering one generation to pave the way for the next. But I think it's time to step back and look at the numbers.
Ah, yes, the data.
The report highlights some key metrics that really showcase Edify's effectiveness. They break it down into 3 categories: efficiency, quality, and quantity. So let's start with efficiency.
Okay, hit me with it.
Their cost per student impacted is only $1.76,
Wow, that's incredibly efficient.
especially considering the comprehensive support they're providing.
It shows they're being good stewards of their resources.
Next up, quality.
The heart of education.
Students in Edify core schools are outperforming the national average on exams.
By how much?
They have a 96.6% success rate, compared to the national average of 85.8%.
That's a significant difference.
It proves that their training and support programs are really working.
They're not just expanding access, they're raising the bar,
And last but not least, quantity.
reaching the masses.
Remember that impressive number of 8.4 million students impacted?
It's hard to even grasp that scale.
Well, that represents a 30% growth from the previous year
They're expanding rapidly.
and reaching more lives every single year.
It's clear their model is working.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, and I'm ready to dig into the financials now. Yeah, see how they're managing all those resources.
Yeah, let's see where the money's going.
So their total revenue for 2024 was $14.5 million, and that includes donations and other income.
An 11% increase from the previous year.
Yeah, so they're clearly gaining support.
People are seeing the value in their work.
Now, here's what I find really interesting.
Tell me.
79% of their total expenses went directly to program services. That's $11.6 million going straight back into those 14 countries they're working in.
That's really putting their money where their mouth is.
It shows their commitment to the mission, and their partnership model really highlights that.
They've grown to include 149 unique local partners.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It shows their commitment to working within different cultures.
And leveraging local expertise.
They understand that sustainable impact comes from understanding the nuances of each community. All right, so we talked about Edify's operations, their financials, the nuts and bolts.
But now I kind of want to zoom out a bit.
Yeah, look at the big picture.
What are the long-term implications of all this?
Yeah. Of investing in Christ-centered education on a global scale.
Exactly.
That's the million-dollar question.
We've seen how it can transform individual lives, like Jasmine and Mutari.
Those stories are so powerful.
But what happens when you multiply that impact across millions of students?
Across entire societies.
It's mind-boggling to think about.
It really is.
Edify talks about flourishing godly nations.
A bold vision.
Can faith-based education actually achieve that? Imagine a world where leaders are driven by service,
Where businesses operate ethically.
where compassion and integrity are the norm.
That's the potential we're talking about.
That's a powerful vision. But this is just the beginning of the conversation, really. So thank you for joining us on this deep dive.